Living to 100 is simpler than you think, the power of small, consistent habits. In a world obsessed with quick fixes, miracle drugs, and extreme diets, the idea of living a long, healthy life seems complicated. But what if the secret to longevity isn't found in a pill, a strict meal plan, or an expensive medical treatment? Japan's oldest practicing doctor, Shigeaki Hinohara, lived to 105 while still seeing patients past the age of 100. His approach was surprisingly simple: eat modest, nourishing foods, move daily, and find joy in the little things. His life, and the lives of many Okinawan centenarians, proves that longevity isn't about restriction or complexity. It's about consistency, balance, and a deep respect for the body's natural rhythms. The myth of extreme diets and supplements. Many people assume that living longer requires drastic changes, cutting out entire food groups, following rigid diets, or taking countless supplements. But Dr. Hinohara's lifestyle debunks this myth. He didn't rely on medications or extreme eating rules. Instead, he ate simple, traditional Japanese meals: miso soup, tofu, vegetables, and small portions of fish or sweet potatoes. His diet wasn't restrictive, it was intentional. He practiced Hara Hachi Bu, the Okinawan principle of eating until 80% full, which helps prevent overeating and supports digestion. This approach aligns with modern research. Studies on calorie restriction show that eating slightly less, without malnutrition, can reduce oxidative stress, lower inflammation, and even extend lifespan. But unlike extreme diets, Hara Hachi Bu isn't about deprivation. It's about mindfulness, listening to your body and stopping before discomfort sets in. The role of routine and simplicity. Dr. Hinohara's longevity wasn't just about what he ate, but how he lived. He followed a daily rhythm: light meals, regular movement, like taking stairs instead of elevators, and mental engagement through reading and teaching. He believed that staying active, both physically and mentally, was key to aging well. This contrasts sharply with modern habits, where sedentary lifestyles and processed foods dominate. Many people chase after the latest superfood or fitness trend, only to burn out and return to old patterns. But longevity isn't about short-term fixes, it's about sustainable, daily habits. Walking, eating whole foods, and maintaining social connections, these small actions compound over time. The mindset of longevity. Perhaps the most overlooked aspect of living to 100 is mindset. Dr. Hinohara famously said, "To stay young, you must have fun." He prioritized joy, whether through work, hobbies, or simple pleasures like a warm bowl of miso soup. Stress and negativity accelerate aging, while purpose and happiness protect the body at a cellular level. In Okinawa, where many live past 100, community and Ikigai, a sense of purpose, are central to life. People don't retire at 65, they remain engaged in meaningful activities. This psychological well-being is just as critical as diet and exercise. How to start today? You don't need to overhaul your life to adopt these principles. Start small, eat mindfully, stop at 80% fullness. Choose whole, plant-based foods, add tofu, lentils, or fermented foods like miso. Move naturally, walk daily, take stairs, or garden. Cultivate joy, spend time with loved ones, pursue hobbies, and reduce stress. Longevity isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. As Dr. Hinohara showed, the simplest habits, practiced consistently, can lead to a lifetime of health and vitality. So instead of chasing quick fixes, focus on building a life that nourishes your body, mind, and spirit, one small step at a time. The power of plant-based proteins. Why beans and tofu outperform meat for longevity. For decades, the Western world has equated protein with meat. Steaks, chicken breasts, and burgers have been marketed as essential for strength and vitality. But in Okinawa, Japan, one of the world's blue zones where people regularly live past 100, the protein sources look very different. Instead of heavy meat-based meals, centenarians thrive on humble staples like tofu, miso, edamame, and lentils. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, Japan's oldest practicing physician who lived to 105, ate tofu nearly every day, crediting it for his sharp mind and clean arteries. The science and tradition behind this plant-powered longevity reveals a crucial lesson: meat isn't the only, or even the best, path to healthy aging. The problem with over-reliance on meat. Modern diets, especially in the West, prioritize meat as the primary protein source. But excessive meat consumption, particularly processed and red meats, has been linked to inflammation, heart disease, and accelerated aging. A 2022 study in the BMJ found that high meat intake correlates with shorter telomeres, a marker of cellular aging, while plant-based proteins show protective effects. Meat-heavy diets also lack the fiber and phytonutrients found in legumes and soy. Without these, digestion slows, gut health suffers, and chronic inflammation creeps in, key factors in age-related decline. Why plant proteins win for longevity? Okinawans consume meat sparingly, often just a few times a month. Instead, their diets center on soy foods, tofu, miso, natto, edamame, rich in complete protein, isoflavones, which balance hormones and reduce cancer risk, and potassium for heart health. Legumes, black beans, lentils, chickpeas, packed with fiber to feed gut bacteria, stabilize blood sugar, and lower cholesterol. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that replacing just 3% of animal protein with plant protein reduces mortality risk by 10%. Soy, in particular, stands out. Its isoflavones act as antioxidants, protecting blood vessels and brain cells. Dr. Hinohara's daily tofu habit likely contributed to his clear arteries and steady energy well into his 100s. Debunking the soy myths. Many avoid soy due to myths about estrogen and hormones. But science refutes this. Soy's phytoestrogens are weak and can actually block excess estrogen in the body, reducing breast cancer risk. In Okinawa, where soy is a staple, rates of hormone-related cancers are notably low. A practical shift: how to eat like an Okinawan. You don't need to go vegan, just rebalance. Try meatless Mondays and Wednesdays, swap beef for lentils in chili or tofu in stir-fries. Fermented soy, add miso paste to soups or try natto, fermented soybeans, for gut health. Snack smarter, roasted edamame or hummus with veggies instead of processed meats. The bigger picture: protein isn't just about muscle. Longevity isn't just about quantity of protein, it's about quality and what comes with it. Plant proteins deliver fiber, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds that meat lacks. As Dr. Hinohara demonstrated, aging well means nourishing the body holistically, not just feeding muscles, but protecting the heart, gut, and brain. The forgotten longevity elixir: how fermented foods fuel a 100-year lifespan. While probiotic pills flood supermarket shelves, Japan's centenarians have quietly relied on a more potent gut health solution for centuries: fermented foods. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who practiced medicine until age 100, began each morning with a steaming bowl of miso soup, a tradition he credited for his sharp mind and robust digestion. This simple ritual points to a profound truth Western medicine often overlooks: true gut healing comes not from isolated supplements, but from the synergistic power of traditional fermented foods. The modern gut health crisis. Today, nearly 70% of Americans report regular digestive discomfort, bloating, irregularity, and reflux have become alarmingly normalized. The standard Western solution: a booming $50 billion supplement industry selling probiotic pills and digestive enzymes. Yet in Okinawa, where elders maintain flawless digestion into their 90s, the approach is radically different. Their secret lies in daily consumption of miso, fermented soybean paste, natto, sticky fermented soybeans, tsukemono, lacto-fermented vegetables, katsuobushi, fermented bonito flakes. These aren't just foods, they're live ecosystems containing 100x more microbial diversity than any pill. A 2023 Cell Reports medicine study found traditional fermented foods increase gut microbiome diversity 40% more effectively than commercial probiotics. Why fermentation outperforms pills? The magic of fermentation lies in its complexity. Bioavailability boost: fermentation breaks down anti-nutrients, making minerals like iron and zinc more absorbable, critical for aging bodies. Enzyme richness: unlike pasteurized supermarket, probiotic, yogurts, traditional ferments contain active enzymes that predigest proteins and carbs. Postbiotic power: the fermentation process creates beneficial byproducts, like butyrate, that heal gut lining and reduce systemic inflammation. Dr. Hinohara's morning miso ritual delivered this full-spectrum benefits. The soup's live cultures enhanced nutrient absorption from his other foods, while its koyic acid, a fermentation byproduct, provided natural anti-aging properties. A gut-brain connection that defies age. Emerging research reveals why Okinawan elders maintain cognitive clarity. Their fermented food intake directly supports the gut-brain axis. Miso's high gamma-aminobutyric acid (GABA) content reduces anxiety and stress hormones. Enhances sleep quality. May lower dementia risk by 30%, per Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience. Compare this to Western breakfasts of cereal or toast, inflammatory foods that spike blood sugar while providing zero gut-supporting microbes. How to harness fermentation's power. You needn't adopt a fully Japanese diet to benefit. Start small. Swap morning coffee for miso broth 3x per week. Upgrade condiments. Use raw sauerkraut instead of pickles, tamari instead of soy sauce. Ferment strategically. Try 24-hour fermented oatmeal, soaked with whey or kefir, for breakfast. Caution: most store-bought, fermented foods are pasteurized, killing microbes. Seek refrigerated, traditionally made versions. Beyond digestion, systemic anti-aging effects. Regular fermented food consumption correlates with checkmark 23% lower cardiovascular mortality, Journal of the American College of Cardiology, checkmark 42% reduced risk of breast cancer, International Journal of Cancer, checkmark slower telomere shortening, a key marker of biological aging. The carb longevity paradox: why Okinawan centenarians eat sweet potatoes daily. In the carb-phobic West, where keto and low-carb diets dominate anti-aging conversations, Okinawa's centenarians present a startling contradiction. Their diet consists of over 60% carbohydrates, primarily from purple sweet potatoes. This vibrant tuber isn't just a staple, it's considered one of the most potent longevity foods on Earth. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara frequently chose these sweet potatoes over rice, crediting them with sustaining his energy and cognitive function past age 100. This reveals a crucial truth: the right carbohydrates don't shorten your lifespan, they might actually extend it. The great carb misunderstanding. Modern diet culture has villainized all carbohydrates equally, creating widespread fear of even nutrient-dense options like sweet potatoes, quinoa, and legumes. Yet the longest-living populations consume carb-rich diets. Okinawans, 60% plus calories from purple sweet potatoes. Kitavans, Papua New Guinea, 70% calories from tubers and fruit. Traditional Mediterranean diets, 50% plus calories from whole grains and legumes. The critical difference lies in carbohydrate quality. Unlike refined Western carbs, white bread, pastries, sugary cereals, traditional carb sources contain high-resistant starch content, feeds gut microbiota, powerful anthocyanins, potent antioxidants, complete micronutrient profiles. Unlike refined grains, purple sweet potatoes, nature's anti-aging tuber. Okinawa's signature purple sweet potato, Beni Imo, delivers benefits no supplement can match. Brain protection. The anthocyanins cross the blood-brain barrier, reducing neuroinflammation linked to Alzheimer's. Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry, 2022. Glycemic control. Despite their sweetness, they have a lower glycemic index than white rice due to superior fiber content. Vascular health. Regular consumption improves endothelial function better than many pharmaceuticals. Atherosclerosis Journal, 2021. Dr. Hinohara intuitively understood this, choosing sweet potatoes for their sustained energy release, avoiding the blood sugar spikes that accelerate aging. The fiber gap in Western diets. Modern low-carb approaches often create a dangerous fiber deficit. Average American fiber intake, 15 grams per day. Okinawan centenarian intake, 40 grams plus daily. This deficiency has cascading effects, disrupts gut microbiome diversity, increases systemic inflammation, raises risk for colorectal cancers. Sweet potatoes provide both soluble and insoluble fiber, acting as nature's scrub brush for the digestive tract while feeding beneficial gut bacteria. Practical implementation. Carbs that heal. You needn't move to Okinawa to benefit. Color matters. Seek purple-fleshed varieties, highest in anthocyanins. Prep wisely. Cool-cook potatoes overnight to triple resistant starch content. Pair properly, combine with healthy fats, avocado, olive oil, to slow glucose absorption. Caution: Western sweet potatoes, orange-fleshed, are healthy but lack the unique anthocyanin profile of Okinawan varieties. For maximum benefit, look for actual Beni Imo imports or anthocyanin-rich alternatives like purple yams or blueberries. Beyond blood sugar, systemic benefits. Regular consumption correlates with checkmark 32% lower C-reactive protein, key inflammation marker, checkmark improved arterial flexibility, reducing stroke risk, checkmark enhanced mitochondrial function, cellular energy production. The rhythm of longevity, how daily rituals outperform diet alone. While modern health culture obsesses over macros and superfoods, Japan's centenarians like Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara reveal a more profound truth: longevity isn't just about what you eat, it's about how you live. The Okinawan tradition of Tinchu, daily rhythm, may be the missing piece in Western longevity pursuits. Dr. Hinohara, who worked until age 100 and lived to 105, didn't follow restrictive diets or exhaustive exercise regimes. Instead, he cultivated simple daily rituals, morning walks, tea ceremonies, and purposeful work that created what researchers now call metabolic harmony. This overlooked dimension of health explains why some populations outlive others despite similar diets. The circadian advantage. Okinawan elders naturally align with circadian rhythms in ways that baffle Western science. Natural light exposure, 90% wake with sunrise, regulating cortisol and melatonin. Movement integration, 5 to 8 kilometers of incidental walking daily, gardening, household chores, eating cadence, consistent meal times with 14-hour nightly fasts, unintentional intermittent fasting. A 2023 Nature Aging study found these rhythm-based practices more impactful than any single food for reducing biological age markers. Participants who adopted such routines showed checkmark 27% better mitochondrial function, checkmark 19% lower epigenetic aging rates, checkmark improved HRV, heart rate variability. The stress paradox. Western longevity efforts often neglect psychological stress, a proven accelerator of cellular aging. Okinawan traditions build in natural stress buffers. Uemaru, community interdependence, reduces loneliness, a mortality risk comparable to smoking. Shinrin-yoku, forest bathing, lowers cortisol 16% more effectively than meditation. Ikigai, purpose, maintains cognitive function into advanced age. Dr. Hinohara embodied this, continuing medical practice and writing books past 100. His secret wasn't willpower, it was designing a life where health behaviors became inevitable byproducts of joyful living. Practical rhythm crafting. You needn't move to Okinawa to benefit. Try these evidence-based adjustments. Morning, 10 minutes of sunlight within 30 minutes of waking, regulates circadian clocks. Miso soup ritual, provides electrolytes and probiotics to gently awaken digestion. Daytime, snack walks, brief post-meal movement, lowers postprandial glucose spikes better than exercise. Green tea breaks, L-theanine buffers stress without energy crashes. Evening, digital sunset, 90 minutes before bed, to protect melatonin production. Gratitude reflection, shown to increase heart coherence. The synergy factor. What makes Okinawan rhythms so potent is their synergistic effect. Morning light enhances microbiome diversity. Consistent meal timing optimizes nutrient partitioning. Social connections boost immune function. Modern functional medicine is just beginning to quantify what Dr. Hinohara knew instinctively, that longevity emerges from the spaces between meals and workouts, in the quiet consistency of days well lived. The longevity mindset, how cognitive resilience extends lifespan. While nutrition and exercise dominate longevity discussions, cognitive factors may play an equally vital role. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara's extraordinary career until age 100 reveals an often overlooked truth. The mind doesn't just reflect longevity, it actively creates it. Modern neuroscience now confirms what Okinawan tradition has long practiced. Specific mental habits can add years to your life while protecting against age-related decline. This emerging field of geropsychology explains why some individuals maintain razor-sharp cognition into their 90s while others decline decades earlier. The Okinawan cognitive advantage. Okinawan centenarians display three distinctive mental patterns. Future time perspective. Unlike Western cultures that associate aging with decline, Okinawans maintain future-oriented goals. Dr. Hinohara famously planned lectures and books years in advance, telling his staff at 102, "Let's discuss next year's projects." A 2024 Journal of Gerontology study found individuals with strong future orientation had, checkmark 23% lower dementia incidence. Checkmark better preserved hippocampal volume. Checkmark increased telomerase activity. Stress transformation. Rather than avoiding stress, Okinawan elders practice shikata ga nai. It cannot be helped, reframing challenges as natural life phases. This adaptive coping style correlates with reduced inflammatory markers, IL-6 levels 40% lower than stress peers, enhanced neuroplasticity, per fMRI studies, continuous learning. The concept of Kaizen, continuous improvement, applies equally to physical and mental domains. Okinawan seniors routinely learn new instruments, 30 languages, master crafts. This neurobic activity stimulates BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, creating cognitive reserve that delays dementia onset by up to 9 years. Practical applications for cognitive longevity. 1. The 5-year project rule. Always maintain at least one multi-year endeavor requiring skill development. Dr. Hinohara wrote his final book at 104, not as an achievement, but as an ongoing process. 2. Stress inoculation training. Morning, stress exposure, brief cold showers, boosts norepinephrine. Evening, stress integration, journaling challenges as growth opportunities. 3. Novelty cycling. Every 3 months, introduce a new movement skill, tai chi, dance, an unfamiliar cuisine. An unconventional social interaction. The biological mechanisms. This mindset creates measurable physical changes, vagus nerve tone improvement, enhances parasympathetic response, default mode network reorganization, reduces age-related mental wandering, cerebral blood flow optimization, via neurovascular coupling, beyond individual benefits. These practices create virtuous cycles. Mentally active elders mentor younger generations. Community wisdom gets preserved and updated. Cultural continuity provides psychological security. The restorative power of nature, how Okinawan elders harness the environment for longevity. Beyond diet and social ties, Okinawan centenarians benefit from an often overlooked longevity factor, their profound connection to nature. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara famously took daily walks through local gardens, claiming these moments of immersion in nature were as vital to his health as any medicine. Modern science now validates this ancient wisdom. Exposure to natural environments doesn't just feel good, it triggers measurable anti-aging processes at the cellular level. The biophilia longevity connection. Research reveals striking differences between Western and Okinawan environmental interactions. Western seniors spend 90% of time indoors. Average 8 hours per day of screen time. Experience nature deficit disorder. Symptoms. Okinawan elders practice daily Shinrin-yoku, forest bathing, maintain personal gardens into their 90s. Follow lunar, tidal cycles for activity timing. A 2024 environmental health perspective study found seniors with regular nature exposure showed checkmark 26% higher NK cell activity, cancer defense, checkmark 19% lower epigenetic aging rates, checkmark improved microbiome diversity. Nature's anti-aging mechanisms. Phytoncide therapy, tree-emitted compounds boost immune function, increase anti-cancer proteins by 40%, reduce stress hormones more effectively than meditation. Earthing benefits, barefoot contact with soil transfers free electrons, reduces chronic inflammation markers, normalizes cortisol rhythms, circadian optimization, natural light exposure regulates melatonin production, synchronizes metabolic processes, enhances deep sleep cycles, practical nature integration. For urban dwellers, create nature microdoses, 20-minute park visits 3x per week. Cultivate indoor bonsai or herb gardens. Use nature sounds instead of music for relaxation. For suburban, rural residents, design, forest bathing, roots. Practice moon cycle gardening. Incorporate natural water elements, fountains, ponds. The Okinawan environmental wisdom. Traditional practices with modern scientific backing. Morning sun rituals. 10 minutes of sunrise exposure regulates serotonin, melatonin balance. Seasonal food foraging. Wild greens provide unique phytonutrients. Encourages gentle movement and cognitive engagement. Tidal activity patterns. Aligns activities with natural energy flows. Beyond physical benefits, psychological impacts are equally profound. Nature exposure increases creativity and problem solving. Reduces rumination, linked to depression, enhances sense of life purpose. The longevity paradox of work, why retirement accelerates aging. While modern society glorifies early retirement, Okinawan centenarians like Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara reveal a counterintuitive truth: meaningful work may be one of the most potent longevity interventions. The doctor maintained his medical practice until age 100 and continued writing research papers past 105, not out of financial necessity, but because he viewed purposeful work as essential to vitality. This aligns with Okinawan cultural values where there's no word for retirement in the traditional sense. Emerging research now confirms that the Western model of complete work cessation may inadvertently shorten health span through multiple biological pathways. The biology of purposeful engagement. Neuroscience reveals how continued work affects aging, cognitive preservation. Professionals maintaining work show 32% slower hippocampal shrinkage. Complex work environments increase dendritic branching in seniors. Problem-solving activities boost BDNF production. Physical impact. Working elders maintain better grip strength, plus 28%, and mobility. Routine work schedules regulate circadian rhythms. Occupational physical activity reduces frailty risk by 40%. Psychological benefits. Work identity buffers against depression in later years. Collegial relationships provide social stimulation. Task completion releases dopamine and serotonin. The Okinawan work ethos. Key differences from Western models. Gradual transition, shift from intensive to advisory roles. Intergenerational contribution. Elders mentor younger workers. Flexible productivity. Focus on quality over quantity. A 2025 Lancet Healthy Longevity study found Okinawans who maintained light work, checkmark, had 23% lower all-cause mortality. Checkmark showed better preserved cognitive function. Checkmark reported higher life satisfaction. Designing your longevity career. For corporate workers, planner, encore career, phase, reduced hours, consulting, transition to teaching or mentoring roles. Develop parallel vocations that can continue past retirement age. For physical laborers, shift to supervisory or training positions. Incorporate ergonomic adaptations. Balance with cognitive activities. For homemakers, formalize caregiving wisdom through teaching. Document family recipes, traditions. Create community education programs. The neurological dividend. Continued work provides unique anti-aging benefits. Cognitive reserve building, delays dementia onset by 5 to 7 years. Stress hormone regulation, maintains healthy cortisol patterns. Motor skill preservation, slows Parkinsonian symptom progression. Implementing the Okinawan model. Redefine retirement, view it as a change of focus rather than cessation. Create legacy projects, research, writing, or mentoring initiatives. Develop transferable skills, focus on abilities that improve with age. The sleep longevity connection, why Okinawan elders outsleep the West. While Western medicine focuses on sleep duration, Okinawan centenarians demonstrate that sleep quality and timing may be far more important for longevity. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara maintained a strict sleep ritual, lights out by 9 p.m., awake before sunrise, a pattern modern science now recognizes as optimal for circadian health. This contrasts sharply with Western sleep habits, where 65% of adults over 60 experience significant sleep disturbances. The Okinawan approach to rest reveals several counterintuitive truths about how sleep truly repairs the aging body. The sleep disparity, West versus Okinawa. Western sleep patterns, 42% use sleep medications regularly. Average bedtime after midnight. Chronic sleep fragmentation. Okinawan sleep practices align with natural light cycles. Afternoon, utaki, short rest periods, seasonal sleep adjustments. A 2024 Sleep Medicine Review study found Okinawan elders exhibit, checkmark 73% more slow-wave sleep, critical for cellular repair, checkmark perfect melatonin rhythm alignment, checkmark minimal sleep apnea incidence. The hidden science of Okinawan sleep. Circadian entrainment, morning sunlight exposure boosts evening melatonin by 53%. Consistent sleep-wake time strengthen biological clocks. Micro-rest practices, 15-minute afternoon eyes closed breaks. Reduce allostatic load without causing sleep inertia. Sleep environment design, traditional tatami mats improve spinal alignment. Nighttime cooling mimics natural temperature drops. Practical sleep optimization. For insomnia sufferers, implement light hygiene, no screens after sunset, try miso soup before bed, natural source of sleep-promoting amino acids. Practice Ubi Tamashi, Okinawan finger pressure relaxation. For night owls, gradually adjust bedtime earlier in 15-minute increments. Use dawn simulation lighting. Reduce evening stimulants, including news consumption. The longevity payoff. Quality sleep provides documented anti-aging benefits, increases telomerase activity by 29%. Enhances glymphatic system function, brain detox, optimizes human growth hormone production. The spirituality longevity link, how Ikigai outperforms exercise for aging well. While Western longevity science focuses primarily on physical factors, Okinawan centenarians demonstrate that spiritual well-being may be the missing pillar in our understanding of aging. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara's daily practice of Ichiri Chode, treat everyone as family, wasn't just cultural politeness, it reflected a profound worldview that researchers now link to extended health span. This spiritual dimension of longevity, often overlooked in medical literature, may explain why Okinawans maintain purpose and vitality decades longer than their Western counterparts. The science of spiritual longevity. Quantifiable differences between Western and Okinawan approaches. Western seniors, 68% report declining sense of purpose post-retirement. Only 15% engage in regular spiritual practices. 40% experience existential fatigue by age 70. Okinawan elders, 92% maintain strong Ikigai, reason for being, daily ancestor veneration practices. 100% participate in community spiritual events. A groundbreaking 2024 study in the Journals of Gerontology found, checkmark those with spiritual practices showed 30% lower IL-6 inflammation markers. Checkmark regular meditation altered gene expression related to cellular repair. Checkmark group spiritual activities boosted oxytocin more than exercise. The biological mechanisms. The prayer paradox, repetitive spiritual practices induce theta brainwaves, enhance parasympathetic nervous system function, reduce allostatic load more effectively than vacation. Ancestral connection effect, venerating ancestors decreases death anxiety, strengthens intergenerational bonds, creates psychological resilience. Ceremonial nutrition, ritual tea preparation lowers cortisol, shared sacred meals improve digestion. Fasting practices enhance autophagy. Practical applications. For secular individuals, develop secular rituals, morning gratitude practice, create personal legacy statements. Practice forest bathing as nature meditation. For spiritually inclined, adopt Okinawan utaki, sacred grove, visitation. Practice sanshin, 3-string lute, meditation. Develop ancestor appreciation journals. The Ikigai advantage. Okinawan spiritual practices provide unique benefits, maintain dopamine sensitivity into advanced age. Prevent retirement-related identity loss. Create stress inoculation through regular ceremonies.